Hello everyone. So today we are going to discuss about 12.2.1, which is genetically engineered insulin. So in order to understand insulin, I thought why not discuss about diabetes. So types of diabetes include type 1 and type 2. So what is the metabolism of glucose? So in this is the normal state of the body where the person doesn't have diabetes. So we're going to discuss about that. What happens to the body when the person doesn't have diabetes? So we take up food which is rich in carbohydrates. It enters the stomach, gets digested, and then it produces glucose. So here the sugar particles you can see is nothing but a glucose. Now glucose is the main source of energy, and then this glucose enters into the bloodstream. So we have glucose here which actually enters into the bloodstream. So you can imagine this is our bloodstream, which the blood cells are there. So it enters the bloodstream. Now in the normal state, the pancreas is functioning properly and it produces insulin. Once it produces insulin, what really happens is the glucose which is present in the bloodstream will be able to reach the cells and tissues and organs of the body. What really happens if there is no insulin? If there is no insulin produced by the pancreas, then what really happens is there is like there is glucose in the bloodstream, right? It will build up in the bloodstream and it will not be able to reach the blood cells and tissues and organs. Now, one thing that is important to understand is that our organs and cells and tissues need glucose. Without that, we can't survive at all. So, in that is pancreas not producing insulin is a very major problem. So let's look into the text. So this is the normal state of the body of when a person doesn't have diabetes. So we take up food which is rich in carbohydrates, which get converted into glucose in our digestive system. Glucose is the main source of energy. If you don't have diabetes, insulin helps regulate blood sugar levels. So it helps in regulating blood sugar levels. After you eat, carbohydrates break down into glucose. So we have the carbohydrates which actually break down into glucose. A sugar that is the body's primary source of energy. Glucose then enters the bloodstream. So as I mentioned before, this glucose here, it enters into the bloodstream, this red color parts. The pancreas responds by producing insulin, which allows glucose to enter the body cells to provide energy. So we have the pancreas here, which produces insulin, which helps the glucose to enter the cells and tissues. Insulin is required to metabolize glucose and transport it to different organs and tissues. As soon as the glucose is produced in the digestive system, it will be transported to blood, and from there it will reach the body tissues and cells. The body tissues and cells need glucose to function properly. It needs glucose to function properly. That's important. This is the normal state of the body when a person doesn't have diabetes. Now let's look into the role of insulin. If you do not have diabetes, insulin helps regulate blood sugar levels. And after you eat, so we take up the carbohydrates, it breaks down into glucose, a sugar that is the body's primary source of energy. Glucose then enters the bloodstream. So we have glucose which enters into the bloodstream. The pancreas responds by producing insulin, which allows glucose to enter the body cells to provide energy. I have repeated this text. I've taken text from here and I've kept it in a separate slide so that you can understand more. Now, type 1 diabetes. Now we'll look into this chart again. So we are taking food which is rich in carbohydrates. It goes into our stomach. It gets converted into glucose. So we have this glucose, and then this glucose goes into our bloodstream. This red color parts in lines that you can see right here is the bloodstream. So we have glucose which is present in the bloodstream. Now this pancreas in type 1 diabetes, the pancreas is not producing insulin at all. So there is no insulin produced by the pancreas. So what really happens if there is no insulin? If there is no insulin, there will be a buildup in the blood cells and the tissues and organs will not be able to have any glucose. So they will not function properly. That is about type 1 diabetes. And if you can look into the text, you can pause it and you can understand it nicely. I have actually explained it really nicely in the diagram itself. So in type 1 diabetes, pancreas does not produce insulin at all. Okay. And As soon as the glucose is produced in the digestive system, it will be transported to blood and it will build up in the blood, and it will not be able to reach tissues, cells, and organs. It is because insulin is not produced by the pancreas at all. This results in rise in glucose levels in the bloodstream. There is a rise in glucose levels in the bloodstream. Then we have the type 2 diabetes. So type 2 diabetes usually happens to people who are actually fat or obese. But in certain conditions, it can also happen to healthy people as well. In this case, in type 2 diabetes, pancreas does not produce insulin sufficiently, or the insulin produced is not working properly. So what really happens is that we have the pancreas. So what really happens is the fat deposits around the pancreas, they actually compress the pancreas or does not allow the pancreas to function properly. That is the case of type 2 diabetes. It is similar in diagram if we understand to type 1 the principle. So in this case, again, the carbohydrates we take up, then it goes into the stomach, gets digested into glucose, and then it goes into our bloodstream. Here, the pancreas does not function properly, hence, insulin will not be produced, and thereby there will be accumulation of glucose levels in the bloodstream and will not be able to go into the cells or tissues or bodies and organs. Now we'll come to the real part where we actually want. This is the part which you really need to understand, because this is a part of your textbook. Whatever I explained now about diabetes is only for you to understand the concept of insulin. So one would have to isolate and use insulin from other animals. So in earlier days, what they used to do is they actually extract pancreas from cattle and pigs. Insulin from an animal source though caused some patients to develop some allergy. Insulin consists of two polypeptide chains, chain A and B, that are linked together by disulfide bonds or disulfide bridges. So we need to understand about pro-insulin and mature insulin, and you need to understand this diagram is really, really important. And you need to memorize this diagram, and they will ask you about pro-insulin and mature insulin. So what is a pro-insulin? Pro-insulin consists of A, B, and C chain. It consists of all three chains. So this is right here. Let me erase this. This particular thing is pro-insulin. This gray color part here is a C chain, A is blue chain, and B is the green chain. So all three chains together is actually our pro-insulin. And mature insulin is this part, or rather this part alone. A mature insulin only contains A and B chain. It doesn't contain a C chain, which is actually linked together by disulfide bonds or bridges. So in mammals, insulin is synthesized as a proinsulin, which contains ABC chain. The C peptide is not present in the mature insulin and is removed during the maturation into insulin. What are the challenges? So I will actually draw a diagram, very simple diagram. So if you can imagine, this is an insulin, and we have our C chain. This yellow color part is our C chain. Then we have our A chain. This purple is our A chain. Then we have our B chain. Okay, so it is in recombinant DNA technology, what really happens is it is easier to produce a proinsulin. That is easy to produce insulin which has C chain along with A and B chain, but it's difficult to produce a mature insulin. So what they do is they will actually synthesize and separate A chain and B chain and then link it together and with the disulfide bonds. So the main challenge for production of insulin using recombinant DNA techniques was getting insulin assembled into a mature form. How to get a mature form of insulin? In 1983, Eli Lilly, an American company, this is important, it came for my exam, prepared two DNA sequences corresponding to A and B chains of human insulin, and introduced them in plasmids of E. coli to produce insulin chains. Chains A and B were produced separately, extracted and combined by creating disulfide bonds or bridges to form human insulin. So this is a work which was done by Eli Lilly, an American company in 1983. So thank you for watching. If you didn't understand my video, please like and share and subscribe. And if you have any doubts, please mention them in the comments down below. Also, you can actually write down topics about which I can give info. So thank you for watching. Bye.